This isn't just about token supply. It's about trust, exchange listings, and the future of a project with 60 million users worldwide. The open network phase is finally here. But is Pi ready for the world, or is it risking everything before it even begins? Welcome back to TJ Crypto World, the go-to channel where we dig beneath the surface of the biggest moves in crypto, with sharp analysis, real insights, and absolutely no fluff. In this video, we're exposing the centralization controversy inside PiNetwork, why over 90 billion Pi tokens in the hands of the foundation is sparking concern, what it means for exchange listings, and how it could make or break PiNetwork's push toward global adoption. And trust me, you'll want to stay till the very end because I'll break down the 3 steps Pi must take to regain community trust and prove its commitment to decentralization. Hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because here on TJ Crypto World, we don't just follow trends. We decode them. The open network era, a major leap forward, or a risky gamble? Let's start with the good news. PiNetwork has officially entered its open network phase, where the blockchain becomes accessible to the outside world, dApps can launch freely, and real economic activity can begin. That's a huge milestone. It means Pi is finally stepping out of its closed test environment and entering the broader Web3 ecosystem. But this major leap has brought major scrutiny, especially when it comes to who controls the tokens. Over 90 billion Pi, controlled by the Foundation? Blockchain analysis reveals that the Pi Foundation holds approximately 90 billion Pi tokens across around 2,000 wallets. To be clear, that's the vast majority of all Pi in existence. While the Foundation says this allocation is for ecosystem growth, developer grants, and long-term incentives, critics see a red flag. A massive one. Why? Because in crypto, who holds the tokens controls the power. And when one entity controls the majority, the dream of decentralization becomes just that, a dream. A warning from the experts. Listen to this quote from Dr. Alan Rivers, a blockchain governance researcher at the University of Sydney. For a network that claims to empower people through decentralization, this level of token control sends a mixed message. And he's not alone. In our research, multiple exchange insiders told us, off the record, that centralized token supply is a deal-breaker for listings on top exchanges. Think about it. If one entity holds the lion's share of tokens, what's stopping them from manipulating the price? Or influencing governance? Or pulling the plug on community incentives overnight? The exchange listing problem, this concentration of power, isn't just a philosophical issue. It's blocking PiNetwork from being listed on major exchanges. Top-tier exchanges demand decentralization. Not just because it looks good, but because it protects their users. It reduces the risk of pump and dump schemes, and it avoids regulatory headaches. Jacob Lee, a former compliance officer at a top Asian exchange, put it bluntly: liquidity, transparency, and decentralization. If a project can't prove those, it doesn't get listed. Right now, Pi's tokenomics are working against it. The Pi Foundation responds. So what does the Pi Foundation have to say? In a recent interview with ABC News, a Foundation spokesperson defended the token concentration, calling it a strategic necessity. They said the tokens are reserved for developer incentives, meant to fund future innovation, allocated for community grants and global expansion, and perhaps most importantly, they assured the public that these tokens are not for personal enrichment. They also hinted that Pi's governance model will evolve, with mechanisms for community involvement coming in future updates. But here's the problem: words aren't enough anymore. Are you starting to see the cracks behind the hype? Then go ahead, smash that like button, subscribe to TJ Crypto World, and let me know in the comments. Head over to any PiNetwork group on Telegram, Reddit, or Twitter, and you'll see the division. Some pioneers still fully support the project. They point to consistent updates from the Foundation, successful KYC rollouts, a growing ecosystem of dApps, real-world merchants starting to accept Pi. Others, however, are deeply skeptical. They want answers to hard questions. When will the token be truly decentralized? Who decides how these 90 billion tokens are used? And why hasn't Pi published a detailed governance roadmap yet? What PiNetwork must do, now, to move forward and win over skeptics, including regulators and exchanges, PiNetwork needs to take 3 bold steps. 1. Publish a full tokenomics roadmap. Show the world exact release schedules, wallet allocations, when and how power will shift to the community. Transparency isn't optional anymore. It's survival. 2. Launch community governance tools. Let users vote on key proposals. Whether that's via staking, delegated voting, or council models, the foundation must share the wheel. 3. Get external audits, bring in independent firms to verify holdings, usage, and governance. It builds trust fast, and shows the foundation has nothing to hide. Remember, even Ethereum started with centralized control. But over time, it earned decentralization by proving itself. Pi can do the same, if it acts now. Final thoughts, the crossroads of credibility. The world is watching PiNetwork. 60 million users. A wildly ambitious roadmap. And now, an open network phase with the potential to reshape mobile crypto adoption. But with great attention comes great accountability. If Pi wants to lead the next chapter of Web3, it must prove that it's not just for the people in words, but in structure, governance, and token distribution. Thanks for tuning into this deep dive from TJ Crypto World. If you made it this far, drop A in the comments so we know you're one of the real ones. Want to keep learning? Check out our latest breakdown on how PiNetwork is being used to buy real estate in Nigeria. No fiat, just pure crypto. That video will change how you see Pi's real-world potential. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on bell notifications, because if you're serious about crypto, this is where you level up. TJ Crypto World, signing off. Until next time, stay sharp and stay decentralized.